we live? Hello, hello. It's Jen Ryman. Hey, so I just got back from brunch with my husband, so running a little bit late on starting the live today. Ooh, my voice just broke. So, actually do need to get this out there as of right now. So last week I was in Costa Rica, so I didn't really have my live. Uh, Next week I will be in Puerto Rico. So lots of big things that are going on right now. Lots of retreats, lots of exotic vacations, which is so super fun, and I absolutely love it. And I'm also loving that this camera. I got a new laptop like 2 weeks ago, so this camera is like so detailed in comparison to my old one. So I could see like all the little creases and stuff. So I'm gonna stop looking at myself right now. What's going on? So happy Winning Wednesday, and I am going to go over a couple things. We're going to do a short little exercise, which is part of what I do in my coaching, and as far as like a detailed personal history. When we are looking at the certain goals that you're wanting to obtain through the coaching and through the hypnotherapy and the breath work, and talk a little bit about little things. So I just said that I came back from brunch with my husband, which is something that we don't often get the chance to do. Like normally he's working at the office on Wednesdays. He has been out on a little, um, I guess I would say, mental break from his job. So he's been off work for the past 3 weeks now. And I'm loving this for him because he actually gets to take a reset and get out in nature more, which I know is so super important. Um, and he's really like getting back to his roots and grounding himself and making sure his energy levels are where they should be. And so Wednesdays are normally my days off from my 9 to 5, and we I have a bunch of stuff that I do on Wednesdays because it is my day off from work. So I have clients and lives and interviews and all sorts of things that I get to do in my breathwork um, class. So to actually take the time to enjoy each other's company without the kids is not something we get to do very often. So we went to brunch this morning. We had our coffee together while sitting in front of each other, which is also something that we don't normally get to do. So it was nice. It's a small thing, right? Like it's we really want to cherish the little things. Um, Part of my morning message on Monday was, we're coming out of Mother's Day, so we're practicing gratitude and showing appreciation for our moms, and like it's to actually take time. It's a reminder to take time for yourself. It's a reminder to honor yourself, and it's something that moms don't often really do. Like we're so concerned with our children and getting them to school on time and making sure the lunches are made and homework is done and their kids don't look a mess when they're walking out the door. So, like we're juggling these countless responsibilities and we're constantly striving to be our best. So we want to give ourselves permission to just simply be and to embrace our imperfections and acknowledge the messiness that is life, our human experience. So one thing that I've been learning a lot about is the vibrational energy of everything that within our universe, within the earth, within ourselves. And one thing that I thought was really cool is that your breath, which, it's our life force, right? And our breath coming into our body is essentially an energetic magnet, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So it's there we go, electromagnetic vibrations that are coming into our body as we're taking our breaths in and we are recharging our batteries. And when we are caught up in the day-to-day life and rushing around and all of these distractions that are going on outside of us, and we're sitting in front of the computers and our phones for hours on end, and we're picking up the electromagnetic waves that are coming from those devices, we're essentially draining ourselves. And when we're caught up in everything and we're running around and we're getting overwhelmed and anxious, our breath starts to become really shallow. It's in the top of our chest, or we're holding our breath. So essentially, we're not recharging our batteries. Essentially, we're draining ourselves even more. Our, like we wonder why we are waking up needing caffeine, and then by 3 p.m. we're like completely dead. And it's because we're not consciously aware of the breath and the energy that we're taking in with our breath. So one way to combat this is to slow your breathing down and consciously breathe. And ideally, you want to take between a 3 and 6 count in and a 3 and 6 count out. So the longer that you can draw it out, 6 count being ideal, the more energy you will take into your body. And the more energetic you will feel, the higher vibration you will feel. And the more grounded you actually feel, the less, you're all out there and running around and crazy, and your mind's like going a million miles a second. So the more that we can do that consciously, the better we will feel. It's actually the better we will sleep at night, the better we will be able to digest our food even. Like this has a correlation with so many things within us and outside of us. So it's really important, but we don't really realize that. We don't think about that. So um, I've been studying a lot about, like I said, vibrations and energy, and introducing Reiki and tuning forks even into my practices to heal people, to get all of the things that are stuck inside when we're combining this with breath and hypnosis, and we're hitting certain tones and vibrations and frequencies, especially with the 9D breath work. It's releasing stuck and trapped energies and emotions and traumas and habits that are stuck within inside of our body. So it's essentially like starting to chip away and shake it free. So all that being said, I said that we were going to do a little exercise here. And when we're doing coaching, we are looking at several different areas of life. And what we want to do is we're going to take the areas of life such as family, business, wealth, spiritual, health, and intimate relationships. And all of these areas of life, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to rate what they are, each area of life. So what I can do is I can put this in the comments. So each area of life, I want you to just sit down and rate where you're at right now, just on a 1 to 10 scale. business. Stop tagging people. Do family, intimate relationships. Do sex, health. Let's see, what am I missing? Wealth, business, family, intimate relationships, sex, health, spiritual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay. So each of these things here, again, I just want you to rate it on a 1 to 10 scale. Where are you at? And when you are in each category, and yes, business and wealth typically go hand in hand, but I want you to try to separate them. And then family and intimate relationships, those are different. Like family, I would say that's more like my mom, dad, kids, and then intimate relationships, of course, is what you have with your spouse or partner. So that that's sex, and then your social relationship. So like your friends. So each of these things, go ahead and write a number down on where you're at right now. And then what I want you to do is you're going to pick out what which one is the lowest number, which one that you want to work on the most, which is the biggest pain point to you. And I want you to write out what is important about this thing. So if it's wealth or money, what is important to you about wealth? And what you're going to do, it's basically like a one word, 1 to 2 word brain dump. And so maybe wealth and money is important because it equals status, that you feel freedom, that you're able to do more things that you want to do, that you can enjoy luxury, that you can get cars, you can get houses, you can go to the spa, you can go on vacations. So start to really brain dump all of these things out on why that's important to you, what's important about that. And then just keep dumping until you have at least 15, 10 to 15 things. The more the better. And I'll give you a few to go ahead and dump that. Write it down. So now that we've written down everything for this, all the things that is important about this one thing that might be the lowest on your scale, or the one that you want to work on the most, we're going to go through and we're going to cross out any duplicates. So anything that could be perceived the same. Um, you have maybe status and respect that could possibly mean the same thing to you, or it could not. It's really dependent on how you define each of these things within your subconscious mind. So if they mean the same thing to you, then go ahead and cross it out. Um, or any words that maybe mean the same thing. Just pick the one that resonates the most with you, but cross out the duplicate. So we want to keep at least one of them. And like if you were to have a scale, like which one is more heavy to you, which one is more like resonates, and then you'll just go through your parts. And what this is doing is actually prioritizing your values. It's showing your mind, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, what is important to you about those things and why it should go get it. Because when you are talking with your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, your conscious mind is your goal setter, right? And your subconscious mind is actually, or your unconscious is your goal getter. So if you're consciously setting goals in your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind is not on board with those goals, your subconscious mind will essentially sabotage you. And, it's, you might start to do really well and get towards your goal, and then you fall back into an old pattern, or you get thrown off, or, things pop up that you would consider outside of your abilities. Like, say you go on a diet and all of a sudden the next day everybody's bringing donuts and sweets to work. So it's things that, if you're not in alignment with both your conscious and subconscious mind, you're gonna just fall back into the same old pattern. So again, after you've crossed out all the duplicates and you have at least one of the duplicates that resonates with you, you're going to number the values according to their importance to you. So the ones that are left over, I just want you to go through, like, say you have 30 that you wrote down and you crossed out 10 because they are duplicates or they mean the same thing to you. So you have 20 left. So you're going to number them from 1 to 20, and I want you to not think about this too much, because this is actually the faster that you run through this and number them without like really questioning it, without mulling it over in your head and you know talking about it, like reasoning with yourself. I want you to just go through and just pick out the ones. And this is actually, the faster that you do this, it's really getting into your subconscious mind and not your conscious mind. You're basically running through as fast as you can so that you are getting into your core true values inside of your subconscious, and what is going to make the most difference for you getting your goals and setting your goals and achieving your goals. So run through that real quick. Just trust your unconscious mind, trust your intuition. And then once you're done, you're going to rewrite them out in order from 1 to whatever, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, whatever you had left. Just taking a few moments for that. And then once you're done writing down your values in order from you putting them in order of importance. So I want you to take your top two and just take your top two values that are from your subconscious mind, from your intuition, what your innermost being wants. And I want you to write down, or considering your top two values, I want you to write down what your negative thoughts and emotions are regarding those. Sorry, what your thoughts and emotions are regarding those, not negative. So it could be positive, could be negative. So one of my big things is when I was working in money as one of my top things, my top value, or my top areas that I wanted to work on. One of my big things was that I feel like I want purpose, that I want to help people. However, when I went through with my conscious mind, it was super down on the list because it's it's consciously I want to help everybody, but subconsciously I want to help myself first. And what's important to me is that I heal myself and believe that the work that I am providing for other people does work. So I want to know consciously and subconsciously that this shit works. I'm not going to give it to somebody or heal somebody if I don't know and if it hasn't healed me. So, and that's one of the reasons why I got into this practice, is because I was able to heal myself. I was able to see such a difference. And that's why I thought, this is something I want to do for others. So it is very important to write down what thoughts and emotions come up with this so that you can consciously be aware of them. And then once you're done, I want you to write down that when you don't have these values met, these top two values, what are your negative thoughts and emotions? So again, the first one we were doing negative or positive. For the second time around, I want you to think about, if you don't get these met, what comes up for you? What negative thoughts and emotions come up? So what this exercise is doing, again, is you're taking your most inner subconscious thoughts and you're becoming aware of them consciously. And a lot of what I teach is that you need both areas of your brain to be in alignment with each other so that you can reach your goals. Part of the problem with just regular conscious coaching is that if your subconscious mind is not on board, it will sabotage you. If you're only working on your subconscious mind, which, through hypnosis, breath work, things like that, and you're not taking care of the conscious thoughts and the conscious mind, the conscious goals, then if your conscious mind doesn't know what's going on, it doesn't know if something's been released, or it doesn't believe that something has been released, all it does is it reinstalls those old programs, those old patterns. So that's why it's super, super, super duper important to have both in alignment, both written down, both goals, so that you can actually get where you want to go. So I hope this has been helpful, and let me know in the comments if you got through the exercise, what kind of things came up for you, what kind of things do you feel like you need to work on, what might have been surprising, maybe something that you thought would be rated higher on your values came up actually a little bit lower than you expected. So I appreciate you all, and if I can hop on next Wednesday, I will do my best. Of course, I will be on a plane at 7 in the morning, so we will do our best to hop in, and maybe I can do it while I'm walking through the airport, or once I get into Puerto Rico. But I love you all, and I appreciate you for being in my community. Have an amazing rest of the week.